Fable Squad, and welcome back to the second episode of Let's Be Frank. For those of you who don't know what Let's Be Frank is, Frank Warner, who comments on all of my videos that I pin all the time, the wordsmith, has given me a list of songs to react to that goes way back, a couple of months back, and I promised him I would do a series for him, and that's what we are doing. The series is super interesting, already based on the first song that I've reacted to already, called Biko. You can go watch that, man. It's you get a little bit of an insight into South Africa and a bit of South African history. Love it. Now, Placebo, Life's What You Make It. Again, don't know them. I've never heard the song, but you know Frank, man. Frank, I know, man. You're just gonna give me a headache all the time, man. I know. This is going to be an interesting list of songs to go through. Let's go. This film is dedicated to the workers of Agbogbloshie. What? Agbogbloshie. Oh, don't you love Google? Don't you love Google? Wikipedia. I need to know. Agbogbloshie is a nickname of a commercial district on the Korle Lagoon of the Adowa River, near the center of Accra, Ghana's capital. Okay, near the slum called Old Fadama. The Agbogbloshie site became known as the destination for extremely generated automobile and electric scrap collection from mostly the Western world. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go. Seems like it's 100% spot on. Let's go. Product, more product, more product, more product. We need to sell. Our bottom line's not high enough. So sad, man. This is the shit we don't see. You know what I mean? This is the shit we don't see. We don't see this in the media. We don't see this being touted all over news articles and stuff like that. We don't see this, man. You know what I mean? The Western world goes and dumps all of its shit in this little area, right? Just put it in somebody else's backyard, as long as it's out of our hair. You know what I mean? God, baby, life's what you make it. Baby, yesterday's favorite, don't you hate it? Oh my God, that's so old. You know how it is? It's like, oh my God, you know, that iPhone 6 of mine is such a donkey. You know what I mean? Like, I want the new one. I want the new one. We've created this culture of consumerism and it's so hectic. Because back in the day, there used to be something called obsolescence, right? That became illegal very quickly because that was actually reducing the life of a product intentionally. So it started with something like, I think it started with Osram. It was an actual light bulb that could go on for, I think, 10,000 hours. And then they realized, oh my God, we're not selling light bulbs because our light bulbs are too good. So what they actually did is they started creating light bulbs that would obsolete after 1,000 hours because then they can sell more units. Now, obsolescence became a thing that went into like automobiles and things like that. Because even with like Merc used to be a car that was built to last forever. And then they realized, oh my God, they're too good a car. And they actually got almost like disengineered, if I can say that as a word, you know what I mean? Where they actually reduce the quality of the actual materials and things like that, so that they wouldn't last as long, so that they could sell more units. Now, what actually happened in the consumer market is that people like Steve Jobs flipped that and created an obsolescence switch in your own head. You know what I mean? Where they actually make you believe that the product that you've had before this current product, even though it's the same phone, it does the same thing, it's just slightly faster, right? The moment they release a new one, the old one's obsolete in your head. You have to get the new one. They've actually played that subliminal game in your mind that today you already, when a new product gets released, which is now yearly, you know what I mean? And sometimes monthly, the other item gets obsolete because the whole of society is now like, oh my God, have you seen the new iPhone 11, iPhone 11, iPhone 11? And then it becomes like a social switch in your brain to say, oh shit, why am I still sitting with my iPhone 8? Even though your iPhone 8 does all the same thing that your iPhone 11 does, just maybe not as fast with the best resolutions or whatever else, or the 5 cameras that they put on phones now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, so that's the problem, is we've created a market of consumerism, and yesterday's favorites fucking don't want that shit.
Don't you hate it? Life's what you make it. Baby, life's what you make it. Don't backdate it.
Life's what you make it, don't backdate it. I like that.
Baby, don't try to shade it. Beauty's naked.
Don't try to shade it, beauty's naked.
And life's what you make it.
I like the flip on this song, man. Because a lot of people actually say that, people that are in affluent situations, like, people who do have nice houses and, are getting educated and whatever else. It's a very common saying, life's what you make it, man. You can be whatever you want. Life's what you make it at the end of the day. But I like the fact that he's flipping this, because these people have to actually deal with this. These people have to deal with this crap, that their country has become somebody else's backyard, that they can just dump shit in there, right? But they've got to just make do with what they've got. You know what I mean? So with the very little that they've got, with all the garbage in their backyard, you know what I mean? They're just making, life's what you make it. It's like, well, this is our situation. We deal with it. You know what I mean? And we, as on the Western world, consistently saying that saying is kind of like ironic. You know what I mean? In a certain way, that life's what you make it. But what you don't realize is that the life that you're making, right? This consumerism that you want all of these great products is actually affecting somebody else somewhere else. You know what I mean? But we don't see that. You know what I mean? But go on about your day and just make life, life's what you make it. So go off and, follow your dreams. What about other people's dreams? Our dreams, our aspirations, our materialism, and the fact that we're so materialistic is actually affecting other people's lives. You know what I mean? But hey, the 3 monkeys, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. That's it. That's the philosophy. Let's go.
Life's what you make it.
And it's amazing because you probably find that these people are still happier than we are. You know what I mean? Because we've got all of our first world pressures. You know what I mean? So these people are, the very little they have, you know what I mean? They've got each other. And for them, that's enough. You know what I mean? It's crazy when you actually see the other side of a world that we are blind to. You know what I mean?
Yesterday's faded. Nothing can change it. Life's what you make it.
Cinematography in this is absolutely brilliant. When was this song actually made? I don't know if this is an old song that Placebo, Life's What You Make It. Okay, I'll search it afterwards. I don't want the video to be too long. I'm assuming this is an old song just put on YouTube in 2017 or remastered to some sort of degree. Possibly, let's see.
Life's what you make it. Life's what you make it. Life's what you make it.
That's crazy. Check one of these comments over here. Placebo donated all of his money from his concert in Chile after the big earthquake in the same country. They were invited for the president himself at the place as well. That's Placebo. Besides a great music rock band, it's a great music rock band full of humanity and humble instance. Oh my God, that is amazing. That is amazing. I like that.
Life's what you make it.
Look at this. Look at the shit that we're doing. Look at the shit, and we all fucking guilty of it. All of it. Because all the shit that's sitting over here, you know what I mean? When new shit comes out, we need the new stuff. You know what I mean? Gotta think about this shit sometimes. I feel like we take advantage of these sort of situations. We take advantage of the West to a certain degree. Takes advantage of corrupt governments in Africa. You know what I mean? Because they'll have corrupt governments that they don't care about their people. They're happy to just take a kickback, and then you can do whatever you want. You can fucking drop nuclear waste in our country if you fucking like. We don't care about the people because I'm making my money, and I'll put my money in the Cayman Islands. You know what I mean? But the West should actually be cognizant of the fact that you're affecting other people's lives. We can't be blinded to the fact and then use the excuse of, you know what I mean? But their government allows it, so is it our fault? You know what I mean? We're not pulling the trigger of the gun. We're just selling the guns, essentially. So, and I know that there's always two sides to that argument, but I just think that the West should be cognizant of that. And knowing that these governments are corrupt governments, and of course they would be like, oh, well, if you just give us money, we can put anything in our fucking backyard. The West should be like, but what about civilization? We should be more humanitarian thinking as opposed to more profit-driven, essentially. You know what I mean? Because if you had to do that in the States, everybody would be screaming in the States or in Europe or in any country in Europe, in the West. You know, everybody would be screaming blue murder, saying, not in my backyard. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of thing when people ask for more and more and more and more prisons. Oh, we need more prisons. We need more prisons. Like, cool, we'll build a prison next to your house. Are you fucking joking? Not in my backyard. How are you going to put a prison in my house? Put a prison somewhere else. You know what I mean? We all want prisons. But no one's willing to have a prison in their backyard. So you see, there's that kind of mentality that I think the West should be a lot more cognizant of. when you get rid of your cell phone, computer, and home appliances, your offs often go to a voyage across the oceans to Agbogbloshy. I did not know this, Frank. You, bro, are crazy. Really. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Hand me down, man. Keep pushing it down. Push it down the system. If you've got an item that you don't use, I don't actually throw any of my electronics away. I actually end up giving it to people all the time. I don't sell it to people. I give it to people. So if I've got an old phone, I'll take that old phone and I'll give it to somebody who needs it, essentially. So I just give my items away. I give my items to people that can actually use it, because a phone that still works, I look after my stuff. So old computer will go to my nanny, an old cell phone, an old tablet, or whatever else. I just give them away. You know what I mean? Angablushi is a former wetland, which is now home to one of the world's largest electronic waste dumps. Fuck. Tell young men and boys smash and burn electronic devices. Could you imagine smash and burn electronic devices? The actual chemicals that burn off from plastic that go out into the atmosphere. I mean, these people, their life expectancy must be like close to what, nothing? Anyway, that was episode 2, man. Frank is taking us on a journey here, man. I must be honest, I'm properly enjoying these reactions, man. You know what I mean? They're not your conventional head-banging type reactions, man. These are thought-provoking reactions. This is exactly what I love. This is the kind of stuff that I enjoy, man. This is the kind of stuff I want to eventually make videos on, man. So I think Frank knows me a little too well. I've said everything I've had to say, man. I love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Peace.